You know what a perfect analogy is for Taiwan, China, and the Philippines?
This is going to be ridiculous.
Game of Thrones.
How?
Taiwan is Westeros, China is the White Walkers, and the Philippines is the ice wall that keeps them out.
Back up a little, George R.R. Martin. What are you talking about?
I thought you know, Chrono. The Philippines has aligned itself with Taiwan and have become kind of their personal bodyguard.
So that analogy makes sense?
It does indeed, my friend. It's no secret that China has had a huge issue with Taiwan's independence for some time now, and they're finally starting to get aggressive about it.
Oh, that sounds bad. Is that where the Philippines comes in?
Well, yes, the Philippines and a certain channel of water that holds S-tier significance for all three of these countries. Before we move forward, it's crucial to acknowledge the existing tensions between China and Taiwan, and the Philippines' involvement in the situation.
Come on, the situation can't be as bad as you say. You're a very negative person.
It's worse than that, Chrono. With the threat of war looming, we need to understand one of the most important aspects of this whole scenario, the Bashi Channel.
How is a TV channel important for an international war?
No, you feathered fool. The Bashi Channel is an essential geographical feature in the Western Pacific. It stretches roughly 176 kilometers long and ranges in width from about 130 to 300 kilometers. It's a straight, a thin ribbon of seawater slicing through the blue expanse of the Pacific Ocean, acting as a watery boundary between the northernmost islands of the Philippines and Taiwan. It is the southern extension of the mighty Luzon Strait, and one of the major links to the vast South China Sea.
And where exactly is it located?
The Bashi Channel snakes its way along the eastern edge of the Asian continent, directly south of Taiwan and north of the Batanes and Babuyan Islands of the Philippines. It sits roughly between 18 degrees and 21 degrees north latitude, and 120 degrees and 122 degrees east longitude, cushioned in the embrace of the Philippine Sea to the east and the South China Sea to the west. But in order to truly understand the importance of the Bashi Channel, we must first explore the historical events that have shaped its significance.
A history lesson? Oh, fine.
Our story begins in the year 220 AD, when the Kingdom of Wu established control over the island of Taiwan and the surrounding areas, including the Bashi Channel. The Mongol Empire invaded Taiwan in the 13th century, making it the first instance of foreign power exerting control over the island and the Bashi Channel. In the late 16th century, the Spanish Empire established a colony in the Philippines, encompassing some islands near the Bashi Channel. Then the 17th century witnessed the rise of the Ming loyalist Koxinga, who established the Kingdom of Tongning in Taiwan, gaining control over the Bashi Channel.
I can't keep up. It's like a never-ending game of musical thrones.
Well, these changes keep coming, buddy. Koxinga's reign was short-lived as the Qing dynasty emerged victorious and established control over Taiwan and the Bashi Channel in 1683. The late 19th and earliest 20th centuries witnessed significant regional changes. Following the First Sino-Japanese War, Japan gained control over Taiwan and the Bashi Channel, altering the power dynamics in the area. World War II further reshaped the control over the Bashi Channel. With Japan's surrender, Taiwan and the Bashi Channel were returned to Chinese control, while the Philippines gained independence from the United States. The aftermath of the Chinese Civil War in 1949 brought a divided China, with the Communist Party of China establishing control over mainland China and the Nationalist Party retreating to Taiwan, retaining control over the Bashi Channel. In 1971, the United Nations recognized the People's Republic of China as the sole legitimate representative of China, leading to Taiwan losing its seat in the UN, and most countries recognizing the PRC as the legitimate government.
Or Taiwan. That makes the Bashi Channel more important to them than it is to fish.
That it does, Chrono. Today, the Bashi Channel remains an important shipping lane, and tensions between China and Taiwan continue to shape the political and military dynamics of the region.
Still, I think you're being as dumb as the fish swimming in that water. How can one channel of water be so important to one country, let alone 3 of them?
Well, let's cover them one by one. For the Philippines, a nation comprised of 7,100 islands, the Bashi Channel stands as an essential connecting conduit, connecting the northernmost territories to the rest of the archipelago. It facilitates essential maritime trade routes, ensuring the flow of goods and resources, and helps promote economic development. It's absolutely crucial for the existence and prosperity of this country.
That's all fine and dandy, but what about the juicy stuff?
The Bashi Channel is like a triple threat for the Philippines. First off, it's a golden ticket to maritime trade, connecting them with Taiwan and other Pacific pals. Secondly, it's like a treasure trove of marine goodies, fish and oil for the economy and energy security. On top of that, this channel is like the strategic defense base, right next to the disputed South China Sea. They're playing territorial dodgeball with China and other contenders.
What about Taiwan and how China keeps annoying them?
You see, although it's like a VIP pass for military operations by both the US and China, Taiwan's got a smart plan here. They use the channel to safeguard themselves and keep an eagle eye on any sneaky invasion moves from China across the strait.
How do you use water to defend yourself? Does Poseidon live in Taiwan?
The Bashi Channel's narrow width, unpredictable weather conditions, and rough waters form a natural defense line for Taiwan. When it comes to the Bashi Channel, Taiwan doesn't mess around. They've got their Air Force and Navy on high alert, tracking and intercepting any Chinese military planes or ships that dare to enter their air defense identification zone or territorial waters. But that's not all. Taiwan's got some serious surveillance game going on with radars and other fancy systems to catch any potential intruders or attacks from the channel. So the Bashi Channel is really important in protecting Taiwan's security and sovereignty in the face of potential threats.
Well, I guess it can be the second best channel, right after our YouTube channel.
That sounds good to me, Chrono. Of course, it holds significant importance for China as well. To understand the dynamics at play, we need to examine China's regional geopolitical interests. China has long considered Taiwan an integral part of its territory, aiming for reunification under its One China policy.
The Chinese keep asking for Taiwan back like a spoiled kid asks for candy.
They do, and the Bashi Channel, located between Taiwan and the northernmost islands of the Philippines, is a natural defense line that Taiwan can leverage against any potential military threat. It presents several obstacles to complicate China's ability to invade Taiwan.
How does it do that? Do they have the Kraken hidden in there?
Don't underestimate the elements, my beaked buddy. Firstly, the channel's narrow width restricts the passage for larger naval vessels and limits the number of ships China can deploy for an invasion. Secondly, the deep waters and unpredictable weather conditions in the Bashi Channel are a huge problem for China's naval and air forces. The channel's rough waters and strong currents hinder China's ability to establish a secure beachhead on Taiwan's eastern coast. Lastly, the Bashi Channel is a strategic buffer zone for Taiwan. China would have to navigate this narrow, easily defendable waterway to invade the island. Taiwan's military can utilize the channel's geographical advantages, fortifying its defenses and impeding China's progress.
No way! So that channel is like Taiwan's own elemental bodyguard against China. This is like a soap opera, but with military submarines.
Exactly. Things between China and Taiwan are heating up, and the Bashi Channel remains a critical factor that shapes the political and military dynamics of the region. It is a constant reminder of just how freaking complex the tension and unrest between the two countries are.
All this has my head spinning. What's going on right now?
Okay, let's talk about recent events. China has been making waves, literally. They've been conducting some serious military exercises in the region.
It's like they're saying, hey Taiwan and Philippines, check this out.
Yeah, kind of, Chrono. It's like a game of naval chess, and each move has consequences. China's military activities have put Taiwan and the Philippines on high alert. It's like that neighbor who starts doing push-ups in their front yard to intimidate everyone else on the block.
Come on, China. We see you flexing.
But here's the kicker. The Bashi Channel isn't a cakewalk for China. This is when Mother Nature enters the chat. The channel's narrow width and treacherous weather conditions can give even the most seasoned sailors a run for their money.
So, how exactly is the Philippines helping Taiwan keep China away from the Bashi Channel?
Taiwan's trusty sidekick in the battle against the mighty Chinese dragon is the Philippines.
It's like they're wielding a shield made of coconuts and shouting, "Thou shalt not pass."
Yeah, you're not actually far off, Chrono. They share intelligence, conduct joint military exercises, and patrol the Bashi Channel together. It's kind of like a maritime version of Bad Boys, but with fewer explosions and more diplomatic tension. The Philippines says they won't back down and are ready to defend their interests. To recap, we've discussed how the Bashi Channel lies at a crucial impasse between China, Taiwan, and the Philippines. We've discussed how it is not only an important trade route for Taiwan and the Philippines, but its treacherous waters and narrow passages make it a natural deterrent to Chinese aggression.
But China is like the Terminator. It just keeps coming back.
Right you are. Recent military exercises from China have caused concern from the global community, and at this point, war is a genuine possibility.
A solution for this must be harder to find than Atlantis.
The international community and the UN need to step in and act as mediators and provide a solution. As we've seen with the Russia-Ukraine war, the effects of war extend far beyond just the involved countries, and this needs to be dispelled before things get violent.
Come on, do you really think they could settle their differences peacefully?
I don't know, my friend. Can these countries put decades of anonymity and political motives behind them to find a better and more peaceful solution? For everyone's sake, I certainly hope so.